Hello again, everyone. I've gathered a bunch of Christmas commercials for you today, and I'd really like to jump right into these because they're some of the greatest things I've found since last year. If you haven't watched that video yet, check it out if you want to get into a Christmas mood and you're a furry or you're furry curious, or you just like it when animals dance around. Who doesn't? I'm going to go through a group of 10 commercials. Some of them are in sets, and I'll be talking about them, giving some background, and giving you any interesting details I can find. For my number 10 pick, I've got 2 commercials to show you, so let's jump in.
Dzień możesz zdobyć prezent dla przyjaciela. Zimowy komplet Pepsi lub pieniądze na wymarzoną gwiazdkę. Nie tylko święty daje prezenty.
Nastrój się na święta!
PepsiCo, founded in 1898, is one of those so obviously evil I don't even need to explain companies, but I encourage you to check out their record on deforestation and palm oil related human rights abuses. To help you, I'll link this article from the Bureau of Investigative Journalism in the description. In addition to PepsiCo's business practices, I hate their furry little reindeer. These ads are from Poland, likely late 90s, and depict this too extreme for me reindeer doing cool guy winter sports and replacing a snowman's brain with a boombox, blasting happy hardcore music. It's kind of a perfect storm. However, I can't say as I've ever seen anthropomorphic turkeys in a Christmas ad, so that's kind of neat, I guess. Next up, my number 9.
All through the holidays, Archway bake for me.
Mary cherry nougat,
Special recipes,
little wedding cakes,
fresh macaroons,
lucky little nougats.
Christmas trees and bells at our display for the holiday.
FFF for news or two.
And an archway in a pear tree.
Ho, ho, home-style holiday cookies from Archway. Ho, 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 ho.
Archway Cookies was founded in 1936 by Harold and Ruth Swanson, not to be confused with the frozen dinner people. Lance purchased Archway in 2008 and got rid of most of their product line. My first exposure to Archway was through their windmill cookies in the 90s. I remember thinking they only made those. They are of course based on traditional Dutch and Belgian speculaas cookies, but I'm learning that, according to this commercial, they made quite a few more products. We're treated to yet another rewritten brand version of the 12 Days of Christmas where, like, the 4th day is potato chips or something.
Fresh macaroons.
But this time it's featuring giggling squirrels, Jack-in-the-Box jump scares worthy of 7 quadrillion tons of bootleg kitty horror nonsense. But best of all, this plump partridge lady. She reminds me of the pear-shaped partridge in last year's Christmas episode. I guess all those cookies have a predictable effect. Next up, let's look at this Hersheys commercial.
On Dasher, on Dasher. On Dasher. On Dasher. On Dasher. Hershey's Pure Milk Chocolate. When you need a lift during the holidays.
Ah, Hersheys, purveyor of chocolate disappointment. They ran this commercial in the late 80s, and there's a lot to unpack, but first I want to discuss the brand. I know I've talked about how Hersheys, as recently as 2019, claimed to be unable to guarantee their chocolate was free of child slave labor, which is a modern horror everyone seems to simply accept. Really? For such middling sour milk chocolate? I hope their reprobate investors are enjoying the fruits of children's labor this Christmas. Oops, no, they're down year to date. For no reason, here's a picture of all Hersheys brands. In this commercial, Dasher, Santa's sleepiest boy, doesn't want to move, so the old elf has to make use of various enticements to get him to do the thing we expect from his name. The first is a carrot, but he's not feeling it. Then a sexy pinup photo of a pretty doe in a low-cut cocktail dress, which causes him to roll his eyes, so, Dasher is canonically gay according to Hershey's Chocolate. It's only the chocolate bar that gets Dasher to dash, but that little dough portrait is one of the best things I found hidden in one of these ads. Where did Santa get it? And who is that dough exactly? It appears to be signed. Is she a model? A movie star? This ad inspires more questions than it answers. Let's jump ahead to my number 7 pick.
Oh, hey, Dasher, I need stocking stuffers. Send down the Milton Bradley travel games.
You sank my battleship.
Dancer?
Yahtzee!
Prancer!
Milton Bradley travel games are compact versions of fun family classics.
The perfect stuff.
Connect 4!
For stockings.
I love these spherical reindeer. I don't know how to describe this art style as anything other than a moving greeting card, because these designs have a lot of the sensibilities of humorous Christmas cards from the 90s. They do this great Richard William things going up the chimney, up to the fat, disobedient sphere deer. Cute. I had that travel Yahtzee as a kid. I distinctly remember having it in the car and popping the dice in and out. Maybe it was a kind of early fidget toy? Hasbro purchased Milton Bradley in 1984 and the company folded in 98. But don't worry, because Hasbro cannibalized its corpse. If corporations are people, they are active cannibals, among other things. Hasbro also makes use of exploitative labor, hires union-busting Pinkertons, and uses AI to replace artists and create pictures for its books. Notice how I didn't say art. Let me remind you to consider how many indie RPG models there are out there and have fun this season. Let's move on to this number 6 pick.
Santa, did you eat all the planter's nuts?
Reindeer, have their blasted games.
There are nuts, and then there are planters' nuts.
Hey, are you a model?
The fresh roasted taste of planters. This holiday, make sure you've got enough of the good stuff to go around.
This commercial, titled Reindeer, was done by FCB Chicago Advertising Agency. It was released in September 2002. It's a little early for Christmas. Planters has been owned by Hormel Foods since 2021, and if I were Mr. Peanut, I think I'd be embarrassed to be associated with a company that continually settles price and wage-fixing cases. Settling, after all, is not an admission of guilt, but it's a far cry from a guarantee of innocence. I'll link a video about their price-fixing strategy below. Now, I don't know about you, but I distinctly connect these peanuts to the season because just about every Christmas family gathering I went to in the 90s was filled with these collectible tins and dishes of mixed nuts. Planters was founded in 1906, which is a pretty impressive century of nut peddling given it was started by an Italian immigrant named Amedeo Obici just 15 years after the largest mass lynching in U.S. history, in which 11 Italian immigrants were murdered. This, by the way, was why Columbus Day was formed, not to celebrate Columbus, but as a day to humanize Italian immigrants and celebrate their culture. Apparently, President Harrison picked Columbus off a list because he was the only name with any actual connection to the United States. Personally, I think they should just change it to Da Vinci Day so we can honor great minds instead of horrible conquerors. Anyway, I have nothing to say about Mr. Peanut other than that I loathe him, but I love all these sassy claymation reindeer. It's pretty crazy that they used to make something like a dozen uniquely dressed puppets for an ad like this. We've got reindeer gambling, rapping, and badly flirting.
Hey, are you a model?
I like the cute lady reindeer. Actually, male reindeer drop their horns in late fall and females keep them through the winter, so either every Christmas reindeer you see is a separate, distinct fantasy species, or every male with horns in winter is a trans man. Let's check out my number 5 pick.
Would you look at the amount of Meteor phones they're loading onto that sleigh?
And he expects us to cart that around.
I've got an idea. Let's pull a sickie.
We only work one day a year as it is. Don't you think that'd be a bit dodgy?
Pine needle in me eye. Oh, my head's ringing. My head's ringing. Oh, no. I'd be a hindrance. To go out without me.
Meteor, the most wanted gift this Christmas.
Meteor, a telecom brand founded in Ireland in 1998, is now another defunct company. It was bought by EIR Mobile, another Irish telecom brand, which was founded in 1999. Ouch. This commercial features an amazing group of reindeer fursuits. I did a little research, but I couldn't find who made them or if they were ever used for anything else, but they're stunning. They have a nice semi-realistic quality to them. I was kind of surprised to discover these guys featured in a number of ads.
So, I'm organising a stag for Brendan. Christmas Eve, my place. You coming?
And also 5 episodes of a little web series, seemingly filmed on an old smartphone perhaps? They're a little choppy. Each episode is sort of an interview with one of the reindeer who give little profiles on themselves.
You can see what they're trying to do here, can't you? Bury the truth.
We just need to dampen down your oily hide to cover the glare.
You're burying the evidence. That's what you're doing. Hide the guilty red nose. Countless studies have proved the link between red noses, high blood pressure, and work stress. They're working us to an early grave, but they choose to bury the truth under a mountain of foundation rather than actually
Hasn't research proved the link between red noses and whiskey consumption?
I hiccup when I'm nervous, that's all. Don't read anything into that.
Why are you nervous, Liam?
This is a setup. This interview is over.
What's he on about now?
They all seem to be pretty high-strung with the responsibilities thrust on them by Santa and his sleigh of consumerism. They managed to differentiate some of them by sticking little beards under the suits' mouths, which is cute enough. They have nice padded-out figures too, perfect for cuddles. I've included a link to all the Meteor reindeer ads in the video description below. Let's go to our next commercial.
With the biggest choice of cycles and accessories in Britain, you can get the perfect bike for almost anyone through Halfords.
Halfords is a retailer of cycling products and was founded in 1892 in Birmingham, England. I love this ad. It's short, it's sweet, and the reindeer, despite being in the same costume, each display a unique personality. The one in the front is a steady fellow who barely looks up when he feels the camera on him. Second, the friendly guy who loves to wave to his fans and be the center of attention. Third, right behind, the hard-working, head-down deer who just wants to get this over with. Last but not least, on the back, we have a shapely coquette of a deer who loves how she looks and isn't afraid to make sure the audience knows it. Who's your favorite? As far as canonical reindeer go, Vixen and Cupid appeal to me the most based on names only. They both sound like deer who work the poles in Santa's Gentleman's Club, from north to south, if you know what I mean. All deer are cute, obviously, but a 9 reindeer pileup with me in the middle would count as winning Christmas. The 8+1 reindeer that we're familiar with are pretty fun to play around with because they don't really have canonical personalities, so you can just ascribe whatever you want to them and kind of turn them into characters, which I've seen before as furry adoptables. Pretty cool. I have a set of 3 ads coming up next, so let's watch all 3 before I talk about them.
Løgtøj fra BR. Hvorfor har jeg dog ikke tænkt på dig noget før, fætter BR? Det er lige et job for dig. Nej, min legetøjsmaskine er helt kaput. Hvad skal jeg gøre? Er det dig, fætter? Jamen, hvorfor har jeg dog ikke tænkt på dig noget før, fætter BR? Godt, jeg har dig! Ho, 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 ho.
Ved du, hvad det bedste er?
Nej, hvordan skal jeg nu få bragt alle julegaverne ud? Nej, hvor er jeg glad for at se dig, fætter BR. Ved du, hvad det bedste er?
Initially founded in 1990 as Dan Harder Animation, Sweatbox is a Danish animation studio which produced the likes of Help, I'm a Fish and Jungle Creature Hugo. This little yellow dude and his girlfriend Rita were insanely popular amongst furries a generation ago. These folks even animated on Rockadoodle and All Dogs Go to Heaven, and it's quite obvious given the quality of these ads. I'm not sure what the BR mascot is called. A troll? A brownie? Either way, he appears to help an overworked Santa get a hold of enough toys for Christmas. I love the comedic timing of Santa breaking his coccyx. Thank goodness it's only his leg. But I think my favorite part of these ads is this adorable little reindeer, probably Rudolph due to the red nose. They even bothered to animate his mouth moving as he reads the sign, which is so cute I cannot stand it. I definitely have a weak spot for reindeer. I just want to feed them Christmas cookies. My next ad will be a pair of 2, so please enjoy.
ToyTime.com. It saves you time. You think the other guy's shiny nose is cool? In the time he'd spend parking on one icy rooftop, I could buy thousands of gifts. I just select, click here, it's delivered. So no dragging the big guy around, right? I wouldn't mind if he could remember my name. Go, Bernie, Bobby. I'm like Blitzen. And the time I save, I spend
Blitzen, honey.
Mating season. Okay. ToyTime.com now gives you free shipping and $20 free.
How's life? Well, Blitzen's back is much better. Now he doesn't have to drag that silly sleigh around. I told him about ToyTime.com. It's so easy. You choose, and they send it. And the prices are so much better. So now he's more relaxed. We're not locking horns anymore. We have time for other things.
Like reindeer games?
Ah, that's a good one. You idiot. ToyTime.com now gives you free shipping and $20 free.
Both of those were from ToyTime.com and aired in 1990. According to ComputerWorld.com, the toy retailer based out of Torrance, California closed in 2000, only 9 months after it started. I'll include a link in the description with details. Maybe it's for the best because these ads reek of late 90s comedy sexism. The first features Blitzen and his off-screen wife,
Blitzen, honey.
Mating season. Okay.
who calls out for him while he groans, ugh, mating season. The 90s were weird. On one hand, advertising toward men seemed to cast them as sex-powered robots, but once they have a reindeer wife calling out for more mating from the other room, it's suddenly bad? Talk about moving the goalposts. The other ad features his wife, who sounds totally different, indulging in a little Christmas gossip in the ladies' room.
How's life? Well, Blitzen's back is much better.
This ad casts her as overstressed and downright mean.
You idiot.
Which is a pretty common way to treat women, especially married women in media. But maybe in a world where talking reindeer fraternize with humans, making a reindeer-themed joke is seen as more of a faux pas. It's sad to think that there were once mom-and-pop toy websites. The options we have now aren't especially good. How can anyone feel the Christmas spirit when ordering from Amazon and Walmart, knowing that those prices are wholly dependent on labor violations? These corporations can't exist without breaking the bias rules set up by the system they lobbied for. As far as I'm concerned, a business strategy that doesn't work unless employees piss in bottles during 14-hour shifts is a strategy that never worked at all. Let's go on to my final pick, which is kind of a big one.
Ya llega la Navidad.
Felicidad.
El lobo, el gran turrón.
De Navidad.
Paz y alegría en cada hogar. Y el lobo para endulzar la Navidad. El lobo, qué buen turrón. Qué buen turrón.
El lobo, qué buen turrón, qué gran turrón.
En Telecinco hay lobo encerrado y se come lo que pilla. Si lo pillas, puedes ganar un premio como una casa, como esta casa. Y en todo caso, 5 lobitos para lucir en tu solapa, solo por enviar 3 solapas de turrones el lobo al apartado 3 de Madrid y decir dónde lo has visto. Y tú ya sabes a comer mucho. El lobo, qué gran turrón, qué gran turrón.
Now, I don't talk about many brands that are 300 years old, but El Lobo got its start in 1725. Think about that. 65 years before the French Revolution, a guy named Lorenzo Sirvent Ibáñez in Girona, Spain, was that pronunciation okay? Decided to dedicate himself to making turrón, which I know from the Italian torrone, but Americans just call nougat. Ugh, America loses again. Torrone is made predominantly from honey, almonds, and egg whites, and if you haven't had it, I implore you to go out and find some because it's delicious. It often contains whole or chopped nuts like almonds or pistachios, and it screams Christmas time to me, mostly because of my Italian heritage. El Lobo has this adorable mascot character, and I've got a couple more ads to share with him, so check these out.
vaya banquete.
Para comerlo mejor.
¡Mua!
El lobo, qué buen turrón.
¡Qué gran turrón!
El lobo.
Para comerlo mejor.
Llega la Navidad, el lobo, qué gran turrón. Y alegría en cada hogar, y el lobo para endulzar la Navidad. El lobo,
Qué gran turrón.
El Lobo has gone through a lot of design changes over the years, from a spooky wolf looking in on your winter gathering, to a new pagodi type, to a gluttonous maniac gobbling his way through boxes, to a pert, crisp corporate logo. Characters that have been around for so long are fascinating because you can compare each design to the era when it originated. And that's El Lobo. I know a lot of you guys are probably about to fall in love with this wolf, especially the 90s animated version, so enjoy. Let this be my Christmas gift to you. That's all I have this year, but I want to thank you for watching and remind you that brands don't make Christmas. People do. Spreading some cheer on a personal level can be done without spending a dime. Just try and recognize that everyone's journey is full of bumps and bruises, and be kind. Merry Christmas. By the way, if you like commercials, you might like my Christmas special stream that I debuted on the 14th of December. This was a live stream and it's available recorded as a VOD, so go ahead and check out my live stream playlist. Once again, I'd like to thank my wonderful Laserdisc Patreon supporters. For only $5, I will eat your name like a delicious gingerbread cookie. So thank you, Reese Warren, Neon Tapir Guts, Kadath, Dwarnassus, Chronoflash, Dominic Foxley, Victor the Mewtwo, Kyobaro Khan, JF, Delano Possum, Alex McFall, Joe the English Otter, Silly Scotty Dog, Kooky Trails, Palexel, Stubadub, Crown, Norman Whitetail, Princess Isabella, Vera Lycaon, and Miorja. Another year of furry found footage draws to a close. Thanks for making it special. See you all next year.